Okay. Yeah. First off, welcome everyone. Currently, I can't see the entire list of everyone that's online here because it's quite extensive. So I'm just going to talk to the whole group. First off, if we have guests, welcome. And for everyone who's on the call, just keep in mind that we have guests. And the main thing for the guests are, if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask questions at any time, pretty much any question. And yeah, through the processes, we play games, we ask questions. So there's nothing really secret about what we do. The one thing for sure, the participants, the people that, the new baboons, just bear in mind that the confidentiality is still in place. In other words, be aware of the processes and the games we play. Don't throw any of those things out. Not because it's a secret, it's just because there's value in those processes. So just keep that in mind. And then what we want to do, or what we'd like to do, is start with anyone. If we don't start with anyone, I'll nominate someone. But yeah, I want to start with someone and come from the perspective that no one's ever met you before, and introduce yourself. Tell us how you got here, what life was like before breakthrough, and how's your week been so far? How's life been so far? What's it like being back into the wild after breakthrough? And then also from that perspective, yeah, just tell us what breakthrough is like for you, and tell us if you're having a good time or if times aren't that good. So I mentioned before, breakthrough is not a motivational workshop to just pump everyone up, make everyone excited. I want to know how things are going. And if things are going really fantastic, tell us how fantastic they are. And if life's a bit rocky, share that with us. And if you've had an instance where you could use what you've learned, that would also be great. And at the same time, there's lots of us on the call, so we don't have to spend all night here. I know some of us don't have many friends, so we want to spend all night here. But yeah, so we just want to get down to essentially want to make sure that we speak to everyone who's on the call, just get some feedback, listen to everyone. And if we do have questions, for anyone who's on the call, if you have questions, you can either go to the bottom side of your screen over there and raise your hand. Or if you can't find it and you want to raise your hand quickly, just hold your hand up like by the screen so you can see it. And then, yeah, we'll bring you into the call and you can ask anyone questions of any kind. So just, yeah, for the rest of it, just keep in mind that there are other people on the call and some people won't know what we're talking about. And other than that, yeah, who wants to go first? Whoever wants to go first, just unmute the microphone. There's it, and go. You can go for it.
Can I go first?
Go first. Go first.
Okay, great. I'm gonna put I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see me. I'm not home, so it's a little bit dark. So okay, how I got to breakthrough was my mom met someone. She was busy with like a trauma counseling course, and then so for a while I struggled with oh my god, I'm so sorry. I just got a message, like literally just got a message to say that one of my closest people just died. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm just quickly gonna talk, and then I'm gonna have to leave. I'm so sorry. Shit. Sorry. Wait. Andrew. Oh, okay.
Let's just choose someone else.
Yeah. Oh wait. Let me. I'm gonna talk quickly. So I got here through my mom, and then she told me that I should do breakthrough, because for a while I've been struggling with overeating and just actually managing my emotions. And then yeah, this weekend was honestly just so amazing. And if I look back on the week, firstly, Sunday evening I was a bit emotional. I had a little bit of a dip, and but I quickly got out of it. It was like I realized what I'm busy going through. I acknowledged it, and I asked myself, what is making me feel this way? Why am I actually feeling this way? And then yeah, the week came, and on Tuesday I was so tested with a lot of stuff. Like like anger, irritation. I was tested in small little things. And every time I just laughed at it. Like whenever something happened, I just started laughing and I'm just like, oh, this is fine. This is okay. And the day went by, like literally, I've just, this whole week has been so good. And people actually do notice the glow. They do say, wow, something, you're so positive. You're something so different about you. I must say, I didn't think that was gonna happen, but it actually did. People, and if I think about this incident right now, this message that I just got, my heart is devastated. But
You just
do you
broke up
hear
there.
me?
You're back. There you go. You're
So
back.
yeah. So I just think that now I am more equipped to handle situations much better, and I haven't had any like cravings or like this urge to overeat because I feel my emotions are intact. I feel I just I really feel connected to myself, and I dance a lot now, like a lot.
Wow.
I'm like more happy. I play my music, so a lot more positive vibes, and I love it.
Geez, like you're handling. We've got a live example of how you're doing. So it's not a fakey. So
Yeah.
you did break up there. As you said, you got the news. We can see that everything's different. Well, I'm not going to keep you. Seeing that you've gone first, nominate who goes next, and then of course from us to you, best wishes. I don't know what's going on, but our thoughts are with you. And if you need anything, give us a shout.
Yeah, I'm so the lady that died, she's our housekeeper. She's sorry, she's been with us since I was probably 10 years old. So it's been a few years. She became like a second mom to me. So it's a bit of a shock. So I need to call my parents and just kind of just find out what happened. So I'm really sorry. Like this was very unexpected now.
There's no need to apologize. Life happens. Things happen.
Yeah, okay, but I'm gonna nominate Carli.
You look, honestly, from me to you, first off, you sound great. I didn't even know about all those other stories that you told in the background, and it's phenomenal news that it's worked to that depth and it's worked to that degree. So honestly, well done.
Thank you, and thank you for Breakthrough, and I look forward to Chalice whenever I can do it. And I will see you guys probably the next Breakthrough.
Would you recommend Breakthrough to anyone?
Yes, definitely, obviously. Yeah. So thank you.
It's our pleasure. And if you need to log off, go and sort it out, and we'll catch up with you soon. And if you want to get back in, we'll see you later.
Great.
Carli, you're up next. So then off you go. Mute the microphone. Carli, unmute, and the floor is yours.
Okay, am I up? Can everybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, great. Hi guys, I'm Carli, and I was just at the last Breakthrough. And how I got there was through my twin sister. She was the first one to go in July. And I know everybody tells you they're not going to force you to do anything you don't want to. They are talking shit. Because at first, nobody wants to do anything where you need to sit and deal with your emotions. I mean, you do this every single day. So why go to a place and talk about it? But at the end of the day, when I got there and after I have experienced everything that Breakthrough taught me, I must say I feel a lot better. I was on such a high after this weekend. I mean, I went to the garage, I threw petrol in my car Sunday afternoon, and even the petrol yogi told me how great my earrings look for the day, and I was like, what the hell? It was such a great feeling, and I must say, last night I had a bit of a dip. My emotions got a little bit better of me. Early this morning, I just woke and I know something wasn't feeling great. I wasn't feeling great, but at the end of the day, I could really feel myself dealing with those emotions and just put myself out of those situations and examine and see what exactly was wrong, what I was feeling, why I was feeling it. And that helped me to deal with my emotions. And at Breakthrough, I know it sounds very strange to many people to talk to strangers and think, what do you care? I mean, you go through your own stuff, I go through mine. What will it make a difference? And I have to say, some of these people, my participants, we were, I think, 11 people. And these people knows me now better than even my parents do. You know, I know my parents raised me and they love me and they do all they can for me. But at the end of the day, I feel so connected to strangers in just a few hours. Even the first day that we talked, and Andrew was like, oh, Andrew knew me. I had a lot of questions and I questioned everything he told me. I was literally like, I'm just going to say it out in the open, fuck you. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. But at the end of the day, he was just trying to show you another perspective. And I have to say, the people that's going through the same stuff as you, I mean, everybody has different circumstances, different situations, but at the end of the day, they feel exactly like you feel. They feel the emotions like you feel. And they become like friends and family to me. I mean, with some of them I talk every single day, just to say hi, just to see how they are doing, and they're actually showing affection to me too. So Be Limitless just became a family for me, a new one, a strange one, but it's the best one I've had this whole year. So I could just be thankful for that.
And bye, donkey. Thank you. Do you still think I'm talking shit?
No, I do. I know, not now. Not like I was talking a lot of shit at break, but it was more just like questions.
No, it's lots of questions. That's the whole point. The point is come with questions. Come with as much questions as you can. And at the same time, arrive skeptical. That's exactly the point. So you get the stuff to roll over you and then you can work with it. And then all you got to do is test it. You just check to see, does it work? Does it work? And if it doesn't, don't use it. The thing is, we see it start working and then we can work with it more. And glad you're here. I'm sure your family is also very glad. And it's one of those things. We get to those places because of the tools we have at the time. And then with a new perspective, or knowing that there is another way to look at life, there's another way. And we can definitely be happy. Definitely be happy. Life still hits us. Yeah?
Just to give an example, yesterday and on Monday morning for the past 2 days, I'm a teacher at a school, and my situation that drove me where I was 2 months ago, on Monday and Tuesday, one of my kids in my school, I mean, he's 8 years old, and I had some complaints about 3 of the girls' parents in my classroom. I expected to feel a bit more emotional about it, to be more affected about it, because I know exactly how it feels, what everything entails, the details and everything. And I must say, in dealing with this, I had more confidence in how I handled the whole situation. I'm more intact with my emotions, even though it's not my problem. I mean, it's the little boys and their mothers and everyone's problem. But as their teacher, I know how to handle the situation a little bit better. And I think that's where we get tested every day, with your emotions, to see actually how far you have gone and what you can do with what you've learned.
That's a true story. Looking back to see how far you've come, it's much better doing that than looking forward and see how far you got to go. You know, looking forward to see how far you got to go, it's a lot more daunting. And it's easier to look back down the mountain than to look up the thing and think, geez, like I've got to climb that mountain. But I'm glad we made the climb a little better for you, a little bit easier. And it is like that. Like I said, you're gonna have an experience. You're gonna have a situation where you're gonna find this just naturally kick in and work for you, and you will be tested. You will be tested. So, yeah, keep working at it. Do you have any questions or anything like that?
No, I think at this point I'm actually out of questions this time.
Sure, could it be possible, huh?
No, I think tomorrow morning I'm gonna be like, oh, I should have asked that. you know how it works sometimes.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, this isn't the end of it. Once again, this is just we just want to see how everyone's doing. We want to catch up with everyone. And if people do have questions, then they can obviously ask you. That's the most important part, is asking the participants questions. And then, yeah, and once again, just to hear that everyone's doing well. I'm glad you made it home safely and things. How are things at home? Are things like at home doing well?
Well, I must say I don't feel so alone all the time. I mean, here on the countryside of the world, it can easily feel like that. But I love being in my own space, and I'm enjoying it as far as I can, you know, learning more about myself before I can open up to anyone else. So I think that's a very important part of my learning process. And after what I've been through with Breakthrough, I think I owe myself that, you know. I break down myself. I need to break down my walls and overstep some barriers a little bit more further. And after I do that, I think I will reach the success that I was meant to be.
That's fantastic news. I know that there's lots of questions people can ask. You know, you arrived fragile. Do you feel that did we break you down? Did we beat you into submission? Did we make you do, I don't know, make you do it our way? All of those things. The best part, as long as you come out the other side. So fantastic. Anything else? And if there's anything else, just yeah. Unless you want to nominate your next person, and who's next?
I would like to nominate Mario, please.
Mario. Okay, so then just make sure you mute your microphone. Mario, you're up.
How's it, everyone? I can't even see who always on here, but how's it, everyone?
Yeah, the list is over. Yeah, cool, go.
So, hello, everyone. My name's Mario. I got to break through the wonderful Andre and Nats. For those of you who don't know them, they're very good friends of mine. And the beauty is they never told me anything. So I was kind of like that fish out of water, which was fantastic because I think that had the most effect. What did I get out of Breakthrough? I think I got two things. Number one is to stop giving a fuck. That's the only way I can put it. Everything was always so calculated. So it was horrendous the way you think about situations and you put 20,000 negatives into it before you actually put in one positive. So for me, that was the first. The second was perspective. Mm-hmm. So it's okay to be okay. It's okay to be unhappy. And it's also okay to be happy. And let me tell you guys something. It takes a lot more effort to be unhappy than it does to be happy. Genuine.
Yeah.
It's something that people don't think about. You always worry about your woes in life. But at the end of the day, it's so much easier to be happy. So for me, perspective, learning that you can be and do anything you fucking want. You just need to believe in it. Those are my two takeaways. In terms of, would I recommend this to anybody? No. I'd recommend this to everybody. That's what I would do. So yeah, in a nutshell, that was me.
Just on that note, in the sense when you say you'd recommend it to everyone, I mean, I've had the question before. Someone said, you know, why everyone?
So I'll tell you why. Because I'm a stubborn arsehole. You know, I've owned my own business since I was 22 years old. I'm the boss. I'm the one in charge. There was nothing in the world that could have prepared me for what I went through. And I thought the first 2 days, I was like, this is never going to do anything for me. And then as you go through the process, the Wednesday leads to the Thursday leads to Friday. And eventually you get it. And that you can't put a value to. If you can break me, I promise you can break anyone.
Well, it's not called breakdown, it's called breakthrough. So I don't think we broke you. It's just, in the sense that we got through to you, we broke through to you.
Exactly that.
Yeah. Or you broke through out of your own, you break out of your own shell. That's fantastic, dude. That is really cool. And yes,
cocoon, you know, everyone lives in this cocoon. And when you realize that there's more to life than just what you think, then that's where you make progress. Out of your comfort zone.
Especially when our friends send us to places like this, and our friends send us to these weird places, and we think, why did they send us here? And I thought they
Yeah.
were our friends. And they don't tell you anything about it, and like you just arrive, and I know exactly that's essentially where I started part of my journey. And you get there, and everything's fresh, raw, and
Yeah.
new, and you got to figure it out all the way. And in a way, it's actually a better gift from
Yeah,
obviously in
100%.
retrospect. Yeah.
I must just tell the people that are on the call that haven't done breakthrough, that are curious. The reason is it's not secrecy. It's because should you decide to do something like this and bring value to your own life, the process that you go through, if we had to tell you what happens, there'd be no effect for you. That's actually the reality. So don't think that there's secrecy because it's some sort of weird cult, because it really isn't. It's the complete opposite.
Yeah, it's become a joke that we joke about it because people do think that.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, we just don't meet all the criteria, but we do pretty well. We do pretty well.
No, I think it was phenomenal, and thank you, Andrew.
Maria, thank you so much, and it was a pleasure having you. And we obviously look forward to seeing more of you.
110%.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any. I can't see the whole grid, but I don't know if there are any questions. If anyone's got any questions, if nothing, then all you do is nominate the next person, and we'll take it from there.
Hannelie.
Hannelie, there you go. Go for it.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Hannelie, and I've been through the breakthrough experience last week, and boy, oh boy, am I on the biggest high of my life right now. It hasn't stopped, still going. And I was thinking this whole week, how can I explain to other people what I experienced with breakthrough? And I came across this little video, and it sort of described what I want to say and try and put it in my view. Have you ever sat and looked at a sunset and you wanted to take a picture of it? And when you took that picture, it's just not the same what you're experiencing with in person. And the reason for that is because a photo cannot give you the feeling what you feel in that moment. And pretty much me sitting here is a photo to you guys now. I can tell you about my experience and you can listen about it, but you can only really feel the effect of it once you do it yourself. And I can just recommend this to anybody I know that is just dealing with anything in their life that is just like a struggle right now. For me, in the last year, I've gone through some pretty hardships, and I found myself in a very dark place especially in the last 3 months. And, it was to a point where I said to myself, am I going to start going to therapy for the first time in my life? Because I can't feel like this. I feel like shit, and I don't want to feel like this. What am I going to do about this? And breakthrough came on my road again. It was offered previously, and circumstances didn't allow it. And I just said to myself, well, I've got nothing to lose. I'm in this hole. What else can I do? I can only try and see if this is going to help. And wow, what the experience, also all I can say is from last week till now, the difference in my life is just like the switch has gone off. And I can't explain it to people. It's like I'm just like got this whole different mindset, and I just want to share it with everybody, and I just want everybody to experience this, because if I got all the tools and the knowledge that I got out of this course before last week, I think I would have had such a better time in the last few months to deal with my situations. And even in this week, I had a situation on Tuesday night. And in the past, with the situation that happened, I would have fallen down. I would have been 10,000 pieces. It would have took me to the next day, and I would put on this fake smile. And with the knowledge and tools that I got from Breakthrough, I was able to deal with the situation. And the next morning, I just went on about it. And I just forgot about what happened to me last night, and I just carried on. Where before, I would take it with me the next day and, walk with all this anger and, feelings and emotions inside me. And for the first time, I could actually just put it aside and just go into a new day and just experience life and just love it. It's such an awesome experience. So I just want to say thank you to Jean that introduced me to the program. It's been a gift of life, and no money in this world can even repay that. It's beyond that. That's all I can say. And thank you, Andrew, for taking me from destination A to destination B. I love where I am right now. Thank you.
It's a real pleasure, and thank you for coming. Thank you for being brave. I didn't know that if this was a gift, would you give this gift to someone else?
Oh, for sure. If I can give it to everybody I know right now, I would do it. For sure. Paying it forward, it's definitely a life-changing experience, and it's amazing.
Thank you so much. Yeah, like I said, there are a few people on the call, and it's good to know that when you arrive in that situation, how this just naturally kicks in. And that's one of the questions that I've had many times is it going to work for me? And then suddenly you're faced with a situation, you just find yourself in the place that it's just working.
Yes.
It's a weird way it works, but that's how it works. And you got to think about it like this. So the more you practice this, the easier it will become. So when you face other situations, it will just get even easier. I know that there was, yes, keep going.
No, I said no, for sure, definitely. Even in the same week, so much has happened in my life. I got a promotion at work, and if I didn't do this course last week, I would not be in the space I am right now, taking on this new job and just go with it. I would have been in a different place completely. It's so valued.
That is fantastic news. Congratulations. Congratulations. Just a quick one, just for the group. Lileen did have a question for Mario. So Lileen, I'm going to come back to you. And then currently I see there's a hand up from Henry. Henry, do you have a question for Hannelie?
Hannelie, yes.
There we go. Okay, off you go. Hannelie, there's a question for you.
So Hannelie, I just want to find out, since breakthrough, have you been in the situation where you walked into a bar or restaurant, and what was your experience?
Yes, Henry. In fact, the situation that happened on Tuesday night was part of it. And I did walk into that restaurant with all the confidence, and I had heads turning. It felt amazing. And I was able to look at all the people in there and not get into that little, cave of mine. So it was amazing. With the great experience Tuesday night came a bad experience, but I handled it, and I still feel great afterwards. I didn't go back in my cave, and it's not going to define me. And that's the important thing about me. Just to explain to other people on the group why Henry, I think, is asking that question is, before breakthrough, I would never be able to stand up to an audience and talk to people and look at every single person in that room. And on day 4, I was able to do it for the first time in my life, to actually stand and look at people and looking at their faces and talk in front of people. It was amazing.
Yeah, just on that, you have the power to turn heads. Embrace it.
Most definitely.
Okay.
Thank you, Henry.
It's a true story. Yeah, the power is yours. That's for sure.
For sure.
It's I don't know. I mean, even the thoughts in my own head. I mean, I've seen this happen almost thousands of times now, and the thing that still goes through my own head is that people, because it's so strange, we only believe it only once it happens to us. And even when we see it in someone else, we still wonder, will it happen to us? So humans are interesting. They're very fascinating. They wait to see, and obviously walk in with doubt. They're not sure if it's going to work, and it's weird. And then, it's about going through a process. And the unfortunate part is it's not available to as many people as we want it to be. That's one of the sadnesses, so that we can really get past it. So, I don't know if there's any other questions. Hannelie, I know that you have the ability, or you are the person who nominates the next person. While you nominate the next person, I don't know, Lileen, do you still have the question going? If you do have a question for Mario, just hit the unmute, fire the question off, and if Mario is still around, he can answer. And then while we do that, then Hannelie can choose who's next. So I don't know if Lileen is still here.
So Maria, I just wanted to find out from you if you've been doing business differently this past week since breakthrough, or like especially with your change of perspectives and that sort of thing.
Without a doubt, man. It looks weird saying man to a girl's photo, but yes, without a doubt, there's a level of confidence that comes when you just let shit go. You know, you can see things differently, you can do things differently, and there's an old saying: when you're in shit, you surround yourself with shit. The same happens when you're happy, and when you can see things clearly. When you're happy, you just notice yourself around good energy. I'll give you an example. Let's say you buy a Kia Picanto. Then the next day, all you see on the road is Kia Picantos. So in your mind, if you see a BMW, all you're going to see is BMWs. And that's kind of how the mind works. If you let yourself be open to seeing good and not wallow in the bad, that's kind of the direction that your life will take. And even this week, it's been only 4 days in business, but there's positivity, there's productivity. Instead of just thinking about all the things that could go wrong, why not think about all the things that could go right? You know, it's that kind of perspective that I'm talking about.
It's a true story. True story. Yeah, thanks, Maria. And yeah, it's words of wisdom. It's words of wisdom. It's you surround yourself with happiness. It's amazing what will happen.
Yeah.
Hannelie, who's volgende? Who's next? Okay, cool. So then you're gonna have to
Andrew from Durban.
okay, the other Andrew.
I'm here, and should I start by saying, good evening, Lynbro Park.
Woo!
Rockstar in the house.
Rockstar in the house.
First of all, a big apology from Michael. Shame, he is out with clients looking at leopards. And they specifically baited a leopard in a tree, and off they go. So he's sorry not to be here tonight. We've had an interesting week because he's been with me for most of the week before he went back. So we spent a bit of time. You recall he was looking for direction. We spent a bit of time with, in fact, friends of mine, giving him guidance on what he should look at in the world. So he's got a whole lot of stuff going on in his head, which is great. And we've also explored a local life coach to assist him. So that's been good. And one of the other things that was amazing for me is I watched a short clip on YouTube called Celebrate What's Right with the World. There's a guy by the name of Dewitt Jones. He's the National Geographic photographer. And it resonated with me because we did that diamond, you know, what facet do you put forward? And he is ultimately saying, you know, look at life through a different screen. There's so many screens. Don't look at the sad one. There's plenty of good screens, even if it looks very bleak at the day. And it was a really good, one of those aha moments during the week. And personally, I've had quite a lot of good stuff going on, which is great. And I can feel a different mood. So also good. So yeah, been a great week for myself and Michael. Thank you. And I've got a daughter on the line. I've got a daughter somewhere in Cape Town on the screen listening to all of this.
Andrew, quick question. I mean, I know we didn't speak about this directly, but how's the interplay between yourself and Michael after the workshop? Did you feel any change in dynamics? Was there an opening? Did things change? Was it different? Was it something? Did you get what you came for?
Absolutely.
Did you get what you came for?
Yeah. So absolutely. I mean, between us, like all boys, not all boys, like some boys, you don't talk about the emotional stuff, right? And now we have an excuse and a comment, a point, and you remember, and then we raise 4 fingers, and you know, all of that stuff. So all of those things just make it easier to go there, right? You know, previously you didn't want to go there. You know, dare we ever ask what's wrong with you? What's wrong with our relationship at the moment? What is it that you want to unpack with me? And then sit and listen. You know? So those tools I think are extremely useful, and we've already been using them. So that's great.
That is amazing. That is fantastic. Once again, we have seen that many a times, and it's a subtle process. You know, you kind of get behind enemy lines very subtly without. It's not a direct attack, and suddenly we turn people into allies. I see that you put the video there. I think everyone will definitely share that video, and make sure we get a good watch of that. Oh, Andrew, that's fantastic, man. It was lucky having you. Do you have any questions or anything like that? Or who's next?
No, all good. And I'm not sure if I can see anyone that was in the group with me. Is Zainab on, perhaps?
I think Zainab is on. She's on a different phone, but she is on. Yes, she is on. Actually, Andrew, one thing before you go, just from me to you. First off, thoroughly enjoyed having you in the workshop. And another thing is, the way that actually all this entire group, how everyone moved through the workshop, I got to tell you, that was extremely commendable because, it's oftentimes, I mean, we spoke about it. How do you teach an old dog a new trick? And the thing is, old dogs learn all the time. That's how they become old. And it's not that we are old; it's that we can actually, keep pushing to that next level. And dude, I think you went through it amazingly well. So, the rock star is definitely a thumbs up, and for sure be a role model and a leader to show people how to get through stuff. The ability to put your stuff down and move through things was amazing. So it was fantastic having you.
100% of my life left to live, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, 100% of your life left. And that's another thing, is making the effort all the way up from Durbs to come to Joey's and sit 4 days to a completely weird experience and then get to the other side and see the value. I think that's precious. It's absolutely precious. And my heart from my side also goes down to the people in Durban. I know that life isn't exactly treating everyone well. So it was great to have you here. And thank you for making the trip. And especially also everyone that travels.
Well done.
Thank you. So who's next? You said Zainab. Oh, wait, someone's got a hand up. Wait, Limitless, hand up.
How's it?
Champion. Oh, there's it. Okay.
How's it? My name's Jamie. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, there we go, Jamie. Cool.
Just on a works account here. I didn't even notice before I joined. I shared this link from a lady who joined the Breakthrough course, and I noticed like something about her after I'd seen her on a particular day, that she was just so enlightened, so happy, so joyful. And I asked her like what changed, and she mentioned this group, and we had spoken about it once or twice. And just tonight, after I had not been able to join one of the courses in the last week or 2 weeks, she just popped me this link, and I thought I'd join. And genuinely, like, I thought I wouldn't be able to stay as long as I have, but I've postponed it just because I've resonated with so many of the words that some of the people here have said. I think her name was Hannelie, who said like she doesn't do public speaking or something, and like she just talks so clearly, so it was quite nice to see. Mario mentioned like he's adopting this like fuck you attitude, and I resonated with that just because I care too much, and I've seen like how over caring can like it's sort of a battle with yourself when the person that you're caring for doesn't really respect that or give that same input, which is something you have to deal with on your own. But it's just nice to see that like there are people out there that care for each other and that are working on themselves. It's been like quite enlightening to see, and obviously have my own story and whatnot, but it's very, very, very cool to see like just the growth and like to hear some of these stories that I've resonated. And I just wanted to like share that as a newcomer.
Jamie, that's
No
awesome. Thank
anything,
you.
But yeah,
no questions. Yeah. Oh, we welcome guests. I mean, that's as I said in the beginning. People also they approach things like this highly suspicious. It's highly suspect because how can people suddenly be feeling so great in such a short space of time? And it's the better thing is not to listen to the people who run the thing. It's listen to the people that have gone through it. I say to people often, don't trust me, trust your friends. Be skeptical with me up front. If you heard Carli in the beginning, she trusted her sister, and in the beginning she was skeptical, and which is a great thing because we get to, you roll up your sleeves and you get down to work, and we work with things which are tangible, measurable, and specific. And at the same time, it's things which we don't really get taught through life. We kind of know it in the back of our head, but we got to get it to a point as how does it become practical? How do we use it? And at the same time, we come at it from an angle of It's nothing that's forced into you. It's a question. It's very simply. It's just here's the question. Here's your one opportunity. This is what life will look like if you go down that road, and then this is what life could look like if you choose this one. And then here's the tools or the map to go down this road. And then you heard Mario basically say it.
I would
It's
be the
like it to be
first
happy.
person. I'd be the first person to say no, thank you. I'll do my own thing. But it's nice to see, like, when you say yes, how it can affect you. I think another thing Mario said was not word for word, but when you surround yourself with shit or negative people, it can only manifest that. But if you surround yourself with positivity, it's like it will build that momentum. And you can see it visibly in like almost everyone that's spoken tonight, which is very cool to see.
Indeed, honestly, from our side, thank you for being, just opening up and just popping on the call. It's a wonderful surprise.
Yeah.
And one of the things I'll ask the whole group, did we change anyone? Tell you to be someone that you're not? No. Yeah. Andrew, you were the last, so you get to nominate.
You told us to be who we are and unpack that who you are and get out there with it. Get through the layers of the onion and get out there, break through. I nominated Zainab.
Yeah, Zainab, you're up. And Jamie, thanks, man. Oh, there's a whole lot of hands up. Okay, wait, hold still. There's hands up. I just saw the hands. I don't know who was first, whether it was Henry or Mario. I'll tell you what, Mario, you go for it because Jamie was talking about Mario. So Mario, you go, and then as soon as you're done, then Henry, you go.
Yeah, thanks. And just to follow on with that, like on Sunday and Monday, I spoke to a couple of my closest friends, people I've known for 30 years. And when you explain this to them, they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why do you go to this thing? And here's the thing. Not everyone's going to understand it the way you understand it. But if you've got the will and the want to do something better for yourself, then fuck it. That's what I said in the first thing. It doesn't need to be about everyone else. It's about you and what you want for your life. Even if it's a mother or a father. I mean, I'm talking about a mate that I've known for 30 years. And he's like, no, you're fucking mad. I'll never do that. And that's cool. But if you're willing to do it for yourself and for you, I promise you there's something you're going to get out of it. And Andrew, I don't know what your stats are, but I'm sure it's close to 100% that someone gets something out of it.
Without bragging, it's not close. even for sometimes people, it becomes intense. So people choose, they can't handle the whole process in one bite. So I mean, I struggle to, if I could say, keep things from people. I'll just be open with them, and sometimes they leave. And in a way, it's still 100% because they go away with this thought in their head, and it gets those wheels spinning, and then they come back and they complete the process. And when they get to the other side, and again, I mean, this is only, if you're doing Harlequin, breakthrough is only the first piece. Chalice is the second piece. Together they make Harlequin. That's what Harlequin is. So in many ways, we're just on the first few rungs of a ladder. And if we've gotten this far, this fast, and we've gotten to this level, just in that first piece, there's a whole world ahead of us. So yeah, it's an interesting perspective. I'd like to just, even if I turn the dial and statistics down a bit and say, it's a 98 or a 97% success rate, but it's still a lot higher than most of the thing. It's definitely higher than winning the lotto. So yeah, thank you, Nico. I mean, yeah, thanks, Mario. There's another hand up. Okay, Henry was next.
Yeah. So my question is for Andrew. Andrew, you came in on Wednesday saying, I'm the accountant, therefore I am good with this and not good with this. Do you now, after the process, realize that you are actually good with the emotions?
A good question. Its own, or am I not allowed to? I do. I think
you can go for
I
it.
think I use. I think I do. Have always been. I've used that as a safety blanket. But you're absolutely right. I think some time back I did drop that shell. But it's a useful reference point for me all the time. So you're right. We have to use everything that's available to us. I'm only on first rung on this the emotional side, having only done the first course, and haven't got to even the karate white belt, let alone the black belt. But I think all of that needs work so that I can get further along the line on the emotional side.
Excellent. Okay, then Hannelie had her hand up. If you still got your hand up, I don't know if you still want it up, just make sure that once you're done with this stuff, just put it down and then we know. Hannelie? And thank you, Andrew.
I just want to share with you guys as well, I think when I sat there looking at the people coming into this course, it's like Carli said, she was like so determined this is not going to work. She was challenging you in every way that she could possibly. And just looking at the participants that was with me in this course, going from, having that barrier of this is not going to work, and to see them on the last day, it's mind blowing. I think it was Martin, I don't think he's here tonight. And I just remember this guy sitting with his hands crossed like this, eating his bubble gum, waiting for something to happen. And eventually the light went off. And on Saturday, when I left him, it was a completely different guy. I couldn't believe it was the same guy that was like, nobody can break me, for the good of it. And the smile on his face was so amazing. And it's such a treasure. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that. Just to see the participants with me, going on this journey as well was amazing. So to go on to the next phase of Chalice, if Breakthrough can do this, I can only imagine where Chalice could take you. So I can't wait for that one.
Well, we evaluate it afterwards.
Yes.
Of course,
Definitely.
of course. Some journeys are longer for others than the rest of us. But thank you very much for that. Zainab, the time has come. It's up to you. You've been nominated. Off you go.
Same like always. I don't know where to start.
Well, in a sense, how did you get here? Did you want to come? And did you at least at some stage enjoy the process, and have you learned anything? Or what have you learned?
Okay, so I'm going to be honest. I didn't want to come. It wasn't my choice. It's not like I was forced, but it's not like I could say no. And when I came there, I had the thing in my head, like, what's this? What is it going to do? What is it? It's just a waste of time. And you're just talking a whole lot of BS.
Rubbish. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I got my uncle made me come here. So like I didn't know anything or what it was about or like what was happening, what it was gonna do. I was just like to myself, okay, to make them happy, let me go and do it. But I actually don't regret doing it. So Breakthrough, okay, the first 2 days was very, like I was very skeptical on seeing what's gonna happen, what is he gonna do. On the last day, you were saying not exactly what you're saying, but like we're gonna be like different or something like that. But yeah, it has helped me with the way I deal with things. Example, my anger. And example, this week, because last week I haven't been to school the whole week because I had to come there. So like this whole week I've been writing exams, and last week I wasn't in school to get anything. And like, yes, I've been stressed, but like it's just exams. And it helped me like just calm down and say to myself, everything's gonna be all right. I must just wish for the best and work hard.
So at the end of all of this, was it worth it?
Yes, very.
Did you actually get something out of it? Where suddenly, you don't have to answer, but I mean, how old are you now?
13.
Yeah, so that's one of the questions I get often. Oftentimes people go, oh, but is 13 too young? Like how do you deal with people that are so young? Shouldn't I change the workshop, or should I deal with them differently? And there's always the different space to deal with different people. But would you have preferred it if I treated you differently, Would you prefer if I treated you like an adult?
No, because like even when it was my time to talk, like now also I'm scared, I'm nervous. But like I figured if you had to treat me different, then it wouldn't have really done anything or changed anything, because like it just like if I had to talk in front of people, but like you had to like tell me to say something else or do something else, it wouldn't be the same.
That's a true story. I mean, that's the thing, is we don't treat our young children, or we don't treat our young adults as adults until much later, and we need practice. And at the same time, in the beginning, I get exactly what you're saying. In the beginning, the first few hours, especially the place you're coming from, without the context behind a bigger picture of life, of course, things are going to sound weird. Things are going to sound like I'm talking rubbish. Things are going to sound like, like, what do you know? That's one of the things people think, like, what do you know about my life? It's a good question. Here's a question for everyone. What do you know about your life? You know the events of your life, but what are the tools that you need to deal with your life? That's something completely different. And then handing the tools out and then working with them. So as I said, once again, take these tools, use them, be aware of how you use them, because they can become a weapon. I've seen it before, and I know that it's a very powerful statement to make. But I don't think that you'll take it that way. And at the same time, you do have a family which surrounds you. And if you get out of hand, they'll give me a phone call. No, they'll know how to handle you. So that's awesome. Yeah. Anything else, Zainab?
No, thank you.
No. Okay, cool. Then who's next? Oh, wait, there's a hand up. Ali's got his hand up.
Zainab, I'm very proud of you, my child. And tell me, what is the most exciting part of your week so far after breakthrough?
Not the most exciting, like a specific moment or like a feeling.
Anything that you want to say? It's just a question.
Oh, so like the best part of it is like having to control the way I feel this week because of exams and that I told you. So like it's not such a big thing in my head to be like, oh my God, I'm gonna fail. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm gonna write nonsense in my paper. And like it just made me feel better and not made me stress out. That I really liked, because it always used to happen. And then I used to get scared and nervous, and it was the time when it was time to write, I knew nothing.
And tell me, you're 13 years old, and would you recommend something like this to your friends and your peers?
Yes, I would.
Why would you say that?
Because I see in the way it made a difference to me and the things that he done and like how it helped me with things. And I figured that some of my friends, it would make a difference to them, the way they are, things they've been through. Yeah.
Excellent, thank you.
There's also Fatima.
Okay.
There we go. Where is it? Go.
Okay, cool.
Start from the top.
Okay.
All the rest of it, my lip reading skills are a bit slow, but I think the rest of the call is even slower than
No,
mine.
it said
So.
mute, unmute, stop. I'm confused. This Zoom, I don't know. But anyways,
No, it's
I
perfect.
just wanted to say something to Zainab that
Yes.
I'm happy that she went. I hope she has learned a lot in this time that she's been there. And I have got a little bit positive feedback for her to work with, is that her principal actually spoke to me today and told me that Zainab has changed in a very good way. So I just wanted to let her know that everything that she's going to be doing from now moving forward is she needs to see it, like you said, as an adult and a growing person every day. So she needs to learn what life has to bring, and she has to use it for the best.
It's a true
Zainab?
story. That's fantastic feedback. Wow.
So I hope it means something to all of you. So
No, it
if
does.
we can change one student's life, I actually told a principal that, it can make a big difference to all of us, little we can do. So thank you guys for doing this for her. I hope she's gonna go fine. I hope she introduces a lot of other people to what she's learned and how they can achieve all of this as well. Okay, thank you.
It sounds like you're next. I really wish that I had this when I was at school. And not from an academic point of view, but just to handle all of those things, going into a test and being able to manage your emotions, manage your stress, manage the way that you think of it. If I had this when I was at school, I definitely would have performed much better, would have done a lot better. Not that I did badly, but I would have definitely approached a lot of the stuff which caused major anxiety or stress in a completely different way. So, yeah, and I'm very sure that a lot of us could feel the same. Carli, do you have your hand up? Okay, then unmute and go.
I just want to add to Zainab. I really did admire this little girl. I mean, she's so young and innocent. What do you actually know about life at that age? But the thing about it is, in a matter of a few seconds, you just realize you're not like this small little kid anymore. I mean, for one moment you are on matric vacation, you just finished school, and the next month, literally the next month, you have to be an adult. You have to make your own food, have to live in your own apartment and go on with life on your own. And I don't think that's very easy, especially in the world we live in right now. It's changed so much. And I think for Zainab and 14-year-olds, it's not very easy to go sit for like 5-6 hours and listen to some man trying to show you how to live life. It's not easy for a young person. I mean, it's actually playtime, and soon playtime comes to an end, and then you have to do work time, and no one knows the fuck how to do that. So I think at the end of the day, if I was at Zainab's age, I wish I had gone through breakthrough. I think I would have handled my life a lot better, and certain things wouldn't have happened. It did. So I just want to say to Zainab, I really admire you for that. And I hope for all the young people out there, just give it a chance, you know. The adult world is not so easy as it looks. And when it's there, you don't really know how to take it, what to do with it. So I just ask all the parents also, just be patient with us kids. We don't know very much about life. We are just thrown into it without any tools. So just help us, please. That's all we're asking for.
I sometimes say to people, adulting is not easy. When we're children, we think being an adult is fantastic and easy. There's going to be challenges. The question is, are we ready for them? Are we ready for them? Fantastic. Zainab, you get to, I don't know if there's anyone else with their hand up. Doesn't look like it. Zainab, you get to nominate the next person. Floor's yours.
So I thought it was a cult. As I said, I was waiting for the Kool-Aid. I was waiting for the ball drop and how much money I must pay in at the end. And I didn't expect what I got. 2 hours into the session, the first session, I realized there's something tangible that was happening in my life. Andrew was saying things that were actually ticking boxes inside my head. And for the first time in my life, I actually wrote notes. And I've got a book that I actually keep with me all the time. From that point, I've gone back into the work world. I run an apartment where I've got quite a bit of staff. And the first thing I did is I had a clearing with my staff. I had it yesterday with them. It was the quickest we could book it. And we've achieved something that I didn't think I would be able to achieve with them in such a short time, where I understand where they're at. Not just that, everything I look at, I wake up every day with the song Heroes in my head. It's like a crazy thing. I have this song Heroes and then Sweet Surrender. And I really feel different. I feel in control. I feel like I'm achieving something with what I've got. And
you look different. You look good.
Yeah, I'm happy. The first time in my life, I don't have a ball of anxiety in my chest. So it disappeared on Saturday or Friday night. It disappeared, and I haven't had it back. And I feel free. And I honestly, I've gone into work, and I've gone into my relationship, and I've got a little baby, and I've gone into everything I do with a different attitude, because I see something different. Not to expose what we are and whatever, but I am who I am. and I own it.
That is
And I feel
fantastic.
I honestly, just to answer that, I feel like I am king of my own world, and that's all I want to be.
I don't know if you can read there on the side. It says from Henko, he reckons you look powerful, Robert. No, you're looking amazing.
Yeah. I feel like, you know what? I feel like I've taken a breath of air for the first time in my life. You know, like I've come out of the water and I've done that motion, and I'm seeing things clear for the first time. And it's so strange because everything that I was taught was logic. I just didn't accept logic. So fucking logical. Excuse my expression, but it's so logical. And walk away from that and look into how I attract life, not even approach life. How I attract life is what I put out, and that's what I am. And I'm so in it. I'm so happy. I'm so wanting to move forward, and I want to empower other people to move forward. And it's just the hardest part is to not drop the ball and not to give it away, just to like point them in the direction, let them find it themselves, not fix their problems, because I'm a fixer. And it's so hard to say, you got to fix your own shit. I got to fix my own shit.
It's a true story. And the thing is, actually, when you fix your shit, people look and go, oh, it is possible. You get to fix theirs. Emotions. Keep going.
So in my company, 4 people have done the course, and they immediately spotted me. I didn't have to tell them. They're like, you did breakthrough. And it's just something else. We're the white baboons in the business. We're the white baboons in life. My missus is even like, why are you so different? Because I know who I am. I know where I am at, and I'm happy.
That is super good. Yeah. And I know that we've had the question before. So did we break you to get there, or did you just get to that place essentially on your own?
Carli broke
Of course, you had support.
Carli broke me. I'm not gonna lie. You know what? Listening to Carli and understanding the lengths that she's had to go through, and for her to stand there and explain everything, I thought my problems are this big. My issues in life are this big. And if she can do a monster leap, what the fuck am I? Who am I to question that much? And it just took me that much to understand where I needed to be. And I took the plunge, and I told you, my breakthrough happened 30 minutes before I had to stand there. And people inspire me. And I'm inspired by everyone that was in my group. I'm inspired by you, Andrew. And I just want to go out there and change the world.
Yeah, well, effectively, one of the things that we think that our feeling side of us is nonsensical, doesn't make sense. It is a non-cognitive process. The thing is, it can be made extremely pragmatic. Life, it can be laid out in steps, and the whole thing is it's a map. It's a map. It's not just it's not a graph. It's not a line graph. It's not these squares. It's a map. Well, a little bit. But it's wavy lines, but the thing is, once we get the flow of it, it starts making a lot more sense. And I was in exactly the same space, like talking to yourself, Michael, Andrew, from the guy perspective. We're talking about these emotions. What are these things? And they're actually not scary things. They're not scary things. They're fantastic. They're wonderful, and it's super empowering. And and as you say, just watching other people go through a different process at the same time, it just shows you the power working in a group and what the group brings us. The group will bring you something which you've never expected. And normally I read a piece in Breakthrough. Just depends on the breakthrough itself. I'll paraphrase just a little piece of it, and it's words by Mary Ann Williamson. That's the bottom line. Just says, when we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give those around us the permission to do the same. And all that it takes is for us to be ourselves, and the other people they see that it's safe, they see that it's okay, and you become a leader. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, they start doing things which, we're wanting them to do for a long time, but they suddenly step up. They suddenly start doing these things. We take responsibility for our lives. And yes, every now and again, we need to go through a bit of a process. It's kind of like an oven. Once you've got the cake mix, you've got to put it in the oven and make it hot. It needs a little bit of heat just to bring it out. Yeah?
Don't burn it.
No. We haven't. So Nick was mentioning earlier, we haven't burnt many in a while. So we've done all right. Yeah. So awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know who else is. Yeah, keep going.
Just like if you're ever thinking like I'm a skeptic by nature. I've gone through 1,001 courses. I'm super religious. Come from a super religious background. And if anyone ever asks a question, you can give them my number. I swear to God, I'll sit and talk to them through it. This is worth every second of every day. I've never experienced a change that happened like that, and I laughed. Even my partner of 14 years said to me, "It's not going to do shit." And I came back with a big smile, and I haven't stopped smiling. So just do it. Just own it. Just go. Cool.
Well, I'll tell you what. We were having a slight chat before, and it is one of those things that we actually haven't had it in this breakthrough. Is this going to work for me? Is this going to work for me? And there's always that possibility that essentially it won't. But also, it won't if you make it. If you allow a bit of the process, and again, it's from our background, as Robert said. We've done a lot of courses. We've done a lot of workshops. Yes, but those are courses and workshops about other things or about work. It's not about you. And even the ones that say they're about you, they don't get to the depth. Keep going.
Yeah, no one's hit the nail. You know what? They talk about the nail. They walk around the nail. They talk about the hammer. They talk about the distance it takes for the hammer to hit the nail. No one's hit the nail on the head. You hit the nail on the head. First question I asked you, Andrew, was how. And you explained how is. Yeah, and honestly, that gap was this big. So,
Robert, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah,
my pivot moment in my universe. This changes life, changes the rules, changes everything. Life's different, and every single person in my group, I can promise you, they say the same thing. It's a pivot point. It's a point in the universe that changes. Happiness.
I'll tell you what, I know there's a part of me that always wants to, of course I want to hear more. I want to hear how you're doing. And it is great. The most important part is we take this stuff, take it back into our own lives, and we make it work. And there's a different definition for people making it work. I went back to work, or I went back into my life and things changed, and the people around me are not happy. It's like they're not happy, but are you happy? Yes, I'm ecstatic. But that's the thing, it's your happiness. It's like, what does it take for you to have the courage to live the life that you want and not live a life for other things? Or we think that other things are going to make us happy. And
nothing owns you. Nothing controls you. No BS. Nothing. You are the author of your own book. You are the author of your own destiny. You create the path. You got the TLB. You're going to drive through the field and you're going to create your own fucking path. No one can change that. Just got to accept it. That's it. That's the gap. Just got to accept that. Is that far?
There's three things: ask, accept, allow. It's a big change in relationship. Massive. 100%. And also, when it comes down to religion, how many times people phone me up and they go, "Okay, so what religion is this based on?" And hey, hello.
He's interested in what we're doing. So
that's gorgeous. That is fantastic. Look at that. Yeah. Don't worry. Just he's next.
He's next. He's 13. He's next.
Well, we're at generation 3, as I mentioned before. Oftentimes I've been working at this for so long that we've had people had children and their children have grown up. Well, they had children when they did breakthrough, and then their children got old enough, they had their own children, and they've sent them through to us. So, yeah,
to give you 2 minutes,
third generation.
Second. As a father, what I've learned from you has changed my perspective of my child. And I think it's going to change his life. He's going to grow up in a different environment to what I grew up in, because I'm looking at things in a different perspective. I'm giving him the ability to grow up as him and not as a mirror of me. You know, and that's something that any new parent needs to understand. Your child is not yours. Your child is his. You have the responsibility to him, but you're not responsible. And yeah, it's changed my whole perspective. And I can't wait. I can't wait until he's old enough to understand and be cognitive, so I can sit and talk to him about what I've learned. Yeah.
It sounds weird when I can say, I wish my father thought like that. I wish my father could think like that. He wasn't a bad man. In fact, a very fantastic man. But yeah, there was often times we missed our open conversations or our open communication because he just didn't have the same kind of grounding, even before I started doing this kind of work. So if that's a perspective with children, we can change the world. We can change the way people grow up. We can also change, and also at the same time, and this is a message to everyone, even when we are highly skilled, our children are going to hit speed bumps in the road, and they're going to hit challenges, and they're going to, for lack of a better word, suffer. That's okay. Suffering is not a bad thing. But if we can support them through their suffering so that they get to the other side, that's a completely different world. So we'll never take their suffering away. Yeah?
Their journey. They gotta walk their journey. I gotta walk my journey. I'm just there to make sure that I'm there to help them in their journey. I'm not there to carry them through their journey. I'm there to support them through their journey. And as a good, I really feel as a good parent, that's all you need to do. Your child needs to, whether he be whatever he wants to be, if he wants to be flamboyant and gay, or if he wants to be straight, or if he wants to be Christian, or he wants to be Muslim, you know, all I need to do is support him as a parent. It's his journey. It's not mine. It's not mine to dictate his path. And that's what I learned. My journey is mine. His journey is his. Your journey is yours. Everyone else's is his. I can't fix you. You can't fix me.
Well, the thing is, with good support, it's kind of been if your children are arrows, you still want to be a good bow. You still want to be a bow that can shoot them really far. And I know that you get the perspective. At the same time, it's sometimes, especially when they're young, and they need direction. I know that Andrew knows what I'm talking about. Ali knows what I'm talking about. There's a lot of dads on the line here. We know what sometimes the hard, tough stuff. In the moment, the hard, tough stuff, man, we don't like it at all. But it's one of those things we grow out of, and it's a wonderful perspective. We see our children in a completely different light. In fact, it actually makes not only fatherhood, it makes parenting easier. Parenting is no longer a burden or a duty. It's a pleasure.
How do you parent when you don't know, you haven't been parented? And how do you parent when you have no idea where you're going? How do you direct someone when you have no direction? And the world is full of people that have no direction, and they're directing their kids to nothing. And this one, it's just, I've got 3 kids, and it's changed my whole perspective on how to be there, how to be a good dad. And being a dad is probably the most difficult thing on the planet. I can do budgets, I can do meetings with 1,000 people. I've played a guitar in front of 50,000 people in my life. Being a parent is harder than all of those combined. And this gives you grounding. This gives you a different perspective on how to be that. And if you understand you can understand anyone. Very, very, very funny, that.
Yeah, words of wisdom for sure. And parenting is, and the thing is also, you could be taught how to play guitar or prepared for it. No one teaches you for parenting. No one teaches you for fatherhood or motherhood. We do our best.
Boxes. There's nothing.
And look how well we did. I mean, all of us are good parents.
Yeah. So Andrew, from me to you, I appreciate you 100 million billion light years of life. You've really, my sponsor changed my life. You've changed my life. And I thank you from my heart.
Thank you so much. Thank you. The best part is the change happened because of participation. That's all I need. I need 2 things: commitment, participation. and then we'll get to the other side and have a discussion. For everyone else, I don't know if anyone else has anything to say. I know that we enjoy spending time on the call and listening to each other, sharing with each other. I know that others do want to get on with their evening, but it's been fantastic listening to you guys. It's fantastic connecting with the group again. I'm glad that there's a lot of surprise people on the call and the guests. I don't know if anyone's either got anything to say or a question. Just make it known now. Otherwise, yeah, for me, it's been fantastic. And it's actually a privilege. It's a privilege working with human beings who want to change their life. It's a real privilege for me. This is very, it's rewarding in a way that I can't actually describe. So from me to you, thank you. I'll put it out one more time. Does anyone want to say anything? I'll just check the screen. I'm not saying that you have to. I'm not saying that someone's got to just put their hand up just to fill the space. But cool. Okay, I didn't know the order that hands came up. I did see a hand come up. So Mario's got his hand up and Ali's got his hand up. So Mario's, so Ali's in the top corner, and then I'll go to, so to Ali, go first, and then Mario, you can wrap us off. Sound good? Cool.
Andrew, I've known you for what, 6-7 years now, and I just want to say thank you. Every time I join this post-course meeting, I feel like, you know, you've done amazing stuff. You, Zanya, and the entire team has done amazing stuff to everybody that goes onto this group. You know, and just thank you from me. Thank you from me to you, my man, and keep on doing all this good work. Great stuff.
Thank you, Ali. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Mario?
Yeah, I think just in closing, before I went to Breakthrough, I did 2 of these calls that we are now, the post Breakthrough calls, and I listened to it, and it didn't really hit home because I'm the biggest skeptic in the world. But let me tell you guys something. Whoever's on here and hasn't done it, if you're the biggest skeptic in the world, cool. That's going to teach you something. But if you have one bone in your body that is questioning what if, dive in and go do it. It will change your life.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's a true story. I mean, it changed. I went from being an engineer to running this show, and I thought before I did any of this work, I thought this was a load of rubbish. I thought this was for broken people. I thought this was, you know, what could this teach me? And for some reason, I found myself actually presenting it because of the massive difference it made to me. Well, there's a much longer story behind that, but essentially, that's exactly it. Yeah, it can make a difference. We don't have to be bullied and broken or pushed into a place that we don't want to be. You know, you go willingly in the beginning. To me, I want someone to be skeptical. Cynical is something different, but be skeptical. And then once you get to the other side, when you see how tangible and measurable and specific and usable this is, then use it and use it your way. And every now and again, it's the same as, you know, using a knife or using a hammer or using a screwdriver. You might slip, you'll cut yourself, or you'll use it in a way that's not going to work. You'll learn from it, and we can take ourselves to the next phase. I love the skeptics, especially now that they come out. But that's fine. Deal with the skepticism. Deal with the skepticism. When they say that the proof is in the pudding, you are the pudding. You are the proof in your own life. Go out there and you be the pudding. See how this works for you. See how this works for you. That's that's really the best thank you that we could get from Be Limitless or anyone else who's been around here, is go out and make this work in your life. I listen to those stories where, you know, fathers, mothers, parents, children, they connect in a way that they've never connected before. And suddenly they build a brand new relationship. Things are just slightly different. That's what makes it different. That's what makes it worthwhile. Awesome. Mario, your hand's still up. I don't know is it still up or you have another question? Okay, take by the silence, you don't. Okay, cool. Well, let me just check one more time. And he's still waiting for the Kool-Aid. Yeah, those guys who drink Kool-Aid give us a bad rep. But yeah, the Kool-Aid is probably just a good cup of tea. I've been having a nice cup of tea while we've been working here. Guys, thank you so much. For those of you who made this call and made the effort, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. We do look forward to seeing you on Chalice. If you can make this next Chalice, fantastic. If you don't, please just let Zania know. For the guests on the call, Chalice is the second part of the work we do. So you start with Breakthrough, and then you do Chalice, and that together makes your whole experience. Yeah, just let us know what's going on. And there we go. Savannah was also here. She didn't get to speak. Savannah, my suggestion to you is also then just send us some words of wisdom. Give us just send it through, and then when we have an opportunity, we can just share it to the group. The main thing is, the main thing for this call is I want to see that everyone's still doing okay. How are you doing? Making sure that life hasn't clapped you. You haven't fallen down some dark, deep hole, and to address the stuff behind it. That's one of the most important parts of this. It's not a case of, we get someone through a course or a workshop and then we just toss you out and next. This isn't a mass production line. We work with small groups. We work with people. We treat you like a person. We treat you like an adult. And this is just to make sure we touch base, get to hear the voice tone, get to see how you're doing, to make sure that you're doing okay. Because if you're not doing okay, then we need to pay attention to it. We take responsibility for the work we do. And it's our responsibility that we have to each other. Cool. For everyone here, my suggestion is in a moment, unmute your microphones, make lots of noise, wave, say how's it, say goodbye. And in about 5 seconds, I'll count us down. I'll see you soon. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, unmute everything. Give us a wave.
Bye-bye. Cheers. Let's go.
As soon as I can find the button. 3,
Awesome.
2, 1. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
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 Wave.